Abu Talib, why are we here?
It's simple. Let's take these 7 steps and see where it takes us.
I can't talk on the tip of my tongue.
Wow, we're some nice clean shadish.
Yeah, one step closer.
Allow me to call your name like an
Let's take another step closer. Hopefully we won't have another outfit change.
Hope not. Have we started? Are we live?
Not yet.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome to 7 Steps to Heaven. What's your name and where are you calling from?
And are you ready to take on 7 questions to be on your way to Karbala?
Karbala, my home. Karbala, here I come. I'm kneeling to your son. Karbala, Karbala, Karbala.
Dear viewers at home, welcome to season 3 of The Shia Voice. The show where dreams take center stage, talent knows no limits.
We have a range of auditions for you.
From laughter to tears, and each and every one of you should be very proud. I appreciate those of you who've come from far and wide.
Inspiring talents of our performers.
From lecturers to Quran reciters, poetry and many more.
Each performer will take to the stage to showcase their unique talents. Each of our judges will examine this. At the end of each night, we'll find out who is moving into the semi-finals.
It was really tough. Please do not take it in a difficult way. But there is only one who will go through from all of you.
I'm Ali Fadil.
And I'm Mullah Rashid Haidar.
Assalamu alaikum, dear viewers of Imam Hussein TV 3. Welcome back to another episode of Ahkam SOS, the show where we discuss various Islamic topics, practices and principles. This is the 5th night of the holy month of Ramadan. May Allah accept your prayers, your fasts and your du'as during this holy month, and may Allah bless us all. I'm your host Sayyid Muthanna al-Muswi, and I am joined by Sheikh Ali. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikhna.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
How are you doing, Sheikhna?
Alhamdulillah, taqabbalallahu a'malakum.
وأعمالكم شيخنا وأعمالكم شيخنا. To the viewers at home, inshallah, all is well. Before we go into the questions and everything, Sheikhna, I would like to ask you, what a'mal do you recommend throughout the holy night? This is actually a personal question of mine. What a'mal should I do late at night before Salat al-Fajr?
I mean, it begins after iftar and the Salat al-Maghrib and Isha. You have Dua Iftitah, for example.
Okay.
All the way you have Quran recitation every night, a chapter if you can. And then you have Salah for each night.
Okay.
Each night there's specific, couple of rak'at to pray for each night with specific amount of surah to recite. So, and you have of course the daily 2 rak'ah with 3 qul huwallah. So you recite 2 rak'ah like Fajr prayers, but in each rak'ah you would recite 3 times qul huwallah after hamd, and then there's a short dua afterwards. And then you have the nightly prayer, Salatul Layl, for example. You have munajat of Imam Sajjad alayhi salam. You have many du'as you can recite. These are the main ones. And you have, of course, if you look through some of the dua books, you have nightly dua. For each night, there's a short dua, almost a quarter of a page, dua of each night. That's with the salah, of course, separately. So you can take your time in terms of finding out more deeds that can be done in this holy month. Of course, the istighfar, giving charity, sadaqah, dua for the deceased ones, making a niyaz, nadr for those who have passed away, for example. So multiple a'mal you can do so.
Of course.
Yeah, compared to other months of the year.
Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. Inshallah, I will do them. during the nights. Thank you very much. To the viewers at home, I do hope that you sent in your questions. If you do not know how the show works in three very simple ways. Number one, you send in your questions. Number two, it comes to my iPad and I ask the Sheikh. And number three, the Sheikh answers your questions. So if you would like to get your questions answered, send in your questions now, either through the phone number shown below, 0203515019. You can call in with this number below, or you can send in your questions via WhatsApp or in the YouTube comment section with this number, or of course if you're watching on YouTube, with the YouTube comment section. And inshallah, the Sheikh will answer your questions. Sheikhna, let us begin with the questions. From YouTube, Salaam alaikum. If during prayer in congregation, the person in front of me leaves the prayer for any reason, am I allowed to step forward to fill the gap?
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطاهرين ولعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين. In overall, it is allowed for the one, for whatever is the reason, is to go 1 or 2 steps forward. Of course, he needs to keep quiet and not to recite. To go 1 or 2 steps forward for whatever reason is given, and then resume his dhikr or reciting the hamd and so forth.
Okay.
So that is allowed, forward for whatever is the reason, as you mentioned. So that's allowed, yes.
Okay, understood. But just a follow-up question, Sheikhna. What would, what kinds of reasons would it allow someone to leave the prayer?
Sometimes they need, for example, to leave for any reason we don't know. It's a personal reason.
Okay.
But they would turn the salah into farada. So you can jump from jama'ah, in the middle of the jama'ah, to farada, make the integer farada. So you would quickly finish the dhikr and then leave the jama'ah.
Okay, understood.
That's how it works.
Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from WhatsApp, Salaam alaikum. When listening to Dua al-Iftitah, can I listen and still get the rewards, or do I have to recite it as well?
Of course, reciting is a different level, is the next level, as they say. So if you can recite while you're listening, that would be a credit. So yeah, try to do them both. Listen and recite.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. To the viewers at home, we are roughly a couple minutes into the first episode. Not first episode, I do apologize. Into this episode of this holy night, this holy month of Ramadan. I do hope that you're sending in your questions. If you have not done so, do send them in. Don't be shy, don't be hesitant. This show is all about learning as much as we can about our deen, understanding more about our faith, and getting closer to our religion, especially during this holy month of Ramadan. This month is particularly for learning more, for doing more doing more towards our faith. So do send in your questions. Don't be shy. Don't be hesitant. So send them in, and inshallah you will get your answers. Sheikhna from WhatsApp. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I hope you are all doing well, inshallah. My question is, if, for example, I am in the 3rd rak'ah and I start reciting something incorrectly for a brief moment, but then quickly switch back to tasbihat al-arba'ah, is my prayer still valid, or do I need to repeat it?
Not at all. It's perfectly correct, and because you've corrected the mistake, then that's it. It's fine. Just carry on with your salah.
Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from YouTube, Salaam alaikum, Sheikhna. And Salaam alaikum, Sayyid Muthanna, wa alaikum assalam. May Allah bless you both. May Allah bless you as well. I am friends with some Sunnis who's asked me if I'm Muslim. I said no, even though I am. Is it allowed to say I don't believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just to hide my identity of being a Shia Muslim?
No, you can say I'm a Shia, but why not? You're not in a place where you might be in a dangerous situation where they might kill you or harm you, for example. If you're in the West, you have the freedom to express your belief, your creed.
Yeah.
There's no issue with it. Yes,
understood.
It's fine. Just say I'm a Shia. And then you can have a debate with them, bring them evidence, bring them books. May Allah Azza wa Jal guide at least one of them towards the right path. Why not?
Inshallah they get guided. From WhatsApp, what is the furthest position I can join the jama'ah? For example, say I just entered the room and 20 meters in front of me they are praying Salat Jama'ah. Can I join them at 20 meters?
There must be some kind of connection. So you must have others standing. And you have to join the jama'ah. So join the lines, in other words.
Okay.
You can't stand away from the jama'ah. Let's say the jama'ah is just one line, and 20 meters from this one line towards the entrance door. No, you can't pray. You have to go back, go forward, and join the line of the jama'ah.
So join the exact line, or can you stand behind them by like a meter?
Yes, you can. Yeah.
That's completely fine.
Yes.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from YouTube, Assalamu alaikum. Is ghusl valid wearing a medical patch on one's body which cannot be removed? It's changed twice a week. This is vital medicines and can't be avoided. The patch is waterproof and worn on the thigh.
We have wudu al-jabiri, which means to perform the wudu on a plaster which cannot be removed because there's a deep wound, for example, or there's a bandage, there's a broken bone, la samahullah, you can't remove it. So we have this, what is known as the ghusl al-jabiri, or wudu al-jabiri. You wipe gently on the place where there's a wound, for example, and there's a, let's say, a plaster or a bandage. And the same applies to ghusl al-jabiri. Again, if you have a place where there is some kind of wound, deep wound, you have to cover it with something, bandage. You can't remove it. Then again, you do ghusl jabiri again. So you don't have to remove it because you can't remove it. It's a medical issue. So ghusl jabiri we have. Same thing applies.
Okay. Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And a quick reminder to all the viewers at home how to actually send in your questions. Some of you are new to the show, some of you are just tuning in during this holy month of Ramadan. This show does actually continue on throughout the whole year, but if you're just tuning in throughout this month, throughout this holy month, just a quick reminder on actually how to send in your questions. You can send in by the WhatsApp on this side, or the QR code where you can scan, which will take you to our WhatsApp. Or if you're watching on YouTube, you can send in your questions in the comment section. Or either way, the best possible way to send in your questions is to call in with the number shown below over here, 0203 515 0199. You will get your answers there and then. You get to skip a queue completely and the Sheikh will answer straight away for you. So do call in, do send in your questions, and inshallah we all get closer to our faith. Sheikhna, from WhatsApp, can I pray after touching my dog if I washed my hands?
What makes the hand or the body or the clothes impure if you touch or the dog touches you and the dog is wet? In other words, the cross-contamination of wetness from one substance to another substance, that makes that thing, the second thing, impure and najis. If the first substance was najis, like blood, urine, and even dog.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from YouTube, I am in high school and I'm wondering if there is anything I can do, like a dua or a prayer, to get better grades because I'm getting bad grades in this one course.
Always recite this holy verse, وَقُلْ رَبِّ زِدْنِ عِلْمًا. وَقُلْ رَبِّ زِدْنِ عِلْمًا.
وَقُلْ رَبِّ زِدْنِ عِلْمًا.
Try to recite this always. And also to recite Ayatul Kursi after each salah. Again, these are verses that has the keys towards the happiness and brings a lot of prosperity for the one. It could be materialistic or could be spiritual. So try to stick with these verses.
So what were they? Sorry, وَقُلْ رَبِّ زِدْنِ عِلْمًا.
And then you have Ayatul Kursi as well.
Ayatul Kursi as well.
After each salah.
Okay, and this doesn't specifically have to be with someone that's going for exams. It could be for anyone that's trying to seek knowledge.
Anything. It could be even those who have difficulties in health issues and so forth.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from WhatsApp, am I allowed to read hadith and do what it says, even if I'm not a scholar?
Well, you have to go back to those who know the meanings of the hadith. because we have different types of hadith in terms of its strength and weakness, and best way is to use the books of the ulama that they have commentary on the hadith. So you can see what the alim said about this specific hadith, and then you can use it and apply it. Yes, why not? We have to, you know, listen to the advice of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that he said, you know, stick with the Book of Allah and my family. Kitab Allah wa adat Ahl Bayti. So, Book of Allah, of course, we have to implement the Holy Quran as much as we can. For example, وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا, to be good with your parents. Try to be good with your parents, even if they annoy you in somehow, disrespect you, for example. So, that's that kind of implementing the holy verses and the hadith of Ahl Bayt alayhi salam.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from YouTube, can we break our fast at the time shown on Shia mobile apps? I wait a little because I don't see a black shade in the sky yet.
Always goes back to the assurance and itma'nan. If you're sure that, and you're sure that this is accurate timing, you can rely on it. Otherwise, you have to give ihtiyat, couple of minutes.
Just to make sure, just like the person did. Okay, great. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from YouTube, I have seen a few Shia not celebrate Eid at all and say that they aren't celebrating due to the martyrdom. Is it okay?
Which martyrdom?
I'm not sure, but I think they might be referring to, like, let's say, and I'm not sure exactly. It's just saying due to martyrdom.
If you go back to the history of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam, you'll see that, for example, Imam Rida alayhi salam, when he was in Khurasan, in Marw, and he was given the permission to leave, I think, the palace of Ma'mun, to lead the Eid prayer. The Imam came out and saying Allahu Akbar, so some kind of religious celebration, saying takbir. The army of Ma'mun came out with the Imam, also saying takbir, following the Imam. And when Ma'mun saw that the Imam, you know, will somehow have the influence over even his own guards, then he sent somebody to cancel the Eid prayers led by the Imam. Yes, and then he brought him back to the palace. So the Imam was celebrating, but of course spiritually, religiously. Saying takbirat and tasbihat and so forth. So the Imam celebrated somehow. Why should I not celebrate? يفرحون لفرحنا ويحزنون لحزننا. You have to separate between the Shahada days and the birthdays of the Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam and the general Eid of the Muslims.
Okay, understood. What if they, Sheikhna, what if they meant passing away within their own family? Would they still, and it hasn't passed the 40 days yet, would they still, is it fine for them to celebrate?
It's up to them. I mean, Salat al-Eid is a salah, you can just go perform the salah and come back. And it's not wajib, so they can stay home, for example. It's not something compulsory to attend the Eid prayers.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from WhatsApp, sometimes I get confused at the time of iftar. If the sky has a slight black shade, like a thin black netted scarf, does that mean it's time for iftar? The mobile app shows that it is iftar time, but I still have doubts.
As I said before, Northern Europe is, you cannot define the Fajr time. It's very difficult. And the exact Shar'i Maghrib time. So you can rely on the sunset and give at least 18-20 minutes. Then you can, for example, open your fast. Because after 20 minutes, it's almost bad, Shar'i Maghrib time. So you can, even if you see a bit of lightness, because this is Northern Europe. That's the situation. We are close to the North Pole. That's why we don't have clear, dark sky after 20 minutes of sunset. It takes more than that time, especially in Sweden, Norway, and especially in summertime. You barely see black sky. Yes, it's difficult to see. You don't see dark sky at all.
Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from WhatsApp, if AI becomes highly intelligent and starts making Islamic rulings, fatwas, can we consider it a marājiʿ?
You see, the marājiʿ is the one who extracts the shar'i hukum from its sources. And they use hours and days and months and years to be able to understand what the hadith is saying. You know, it's a big subject in terms of being able to understand what the hadith is stating. And some hadith you cannot accept it, for example, you can't take them. Even sometimes if the chain are correct and sahih because of the content which is mentioned. So it's to do with human intellect and rather than computer intellect. That needs so much to go through and seeking the sources of the verdicts and the fatwa. So I don't think in future even AI can be able to do what our ulama did for the past centuries. We're spending 30-40 years just to be able to understand some of those rulings and how to extract them from the sources. It's not easy because I personally don't really trust technology as a man-made. You know, sometimes they make mistakes. You know, sometimes because who feeds this information to the computer? The human themselves. Are they the ulama who feed AI the information? That's a different story. Just like a Risala Amali, the book, Islamic law of practice, that you take it from the marājiʿ. The same applies to AI, where it's fed by the ulama, for example. That's a different story then. So it's a bit complex.
Okay, okay, I understand. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And to the viewers, my understanding is instead of listening to AI and getting your rulings from AI, you should probably come here to Ahkam SOS and learn as much as possible. So do send in your questions, get closer to your faith and to your deen, and understand as much as you can during this holy month of Ramadan. So send in your questions either by calling with the number shown below over here, or with the WhatsApp number shown below here, or if you're watching on YouTube live, you can send in your questions in the comment section, and inshallah the Sheikh will answer. Sheikhna, from WhatsApp, if I want to do taqleed, how can I know the suitable marājiʿ?
You ask the experts, the other ulama, let's say in your local mosque, for example. If you have somebody in Qom or Najaf, you can talk to them, speak to them, and whoever you think you found the right person, then you can follow. You're persuaded, you're convinced that this individual is the right person for me, then you can follow.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from WhatsApp, if a Muslim astronaut is orbiting Earth and experiences 16 sunrises a day, how do they determine prayer times?
I think ulama would have mentioned about dividing the time into 3. Let's see your North Pole. I think we had the North Pole question. For those who live now in North Pole and it's 6 months darkness and night time, that they have to break their timings into 3 times for Salah, and based on a nearer city, or let's say an Islamic city like Mecca, Medina, Karbala and so forth.
Okay.
And then based on that, they would start their Salah and fast and so forth. Of course, some ulama would say that they can't fast, they have to leave.
If they're in outer space?
No, in North Pole. And there's no daytime, there's no sunrise, sunset. They have to leave.
This is to do with the North Pole?
Yes.
Okay.
For the sunset, for this astronaut, I'm not sure, but it should be the same. Otherwise, how can he pray?
Yeah, that was actually going to be my follow-up question.
So we have to forward it to ulama to see who says what. So yeah, we could find different opinions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But my follow-up question is, Sheikhna, would they be able to pray in space, or getting the angle will be quite difficult?
In terms of the qibla, or
in terms of the qibla, yes.
Qibla towards the earth. The earth is your qibla.
Okay.
The qibla is the earth. But in terms of the timing, sometimes you see always the sun in front of you, for example. There's no sunset, sunrise. Is it correct?
Yeah.
There's the planets, and you have the earth, and you have the sun. So as I've said, if this works for North Pole, it could work for the one who's in space to divide his time in 3. But again, because of sensitivity of this mas'ala, we have to go back to ulama to see what they say.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from YouTube, Assalamu alaikum from Australia. Wa alaikum assalam. Sheikhna, if I find it hard to read Quran, will I still get good deeds for listening?
Yes, indeed. I think there's a verse in the Holy Quran that if the Quran is being recited, فَاسْتَمِعُوا لَهُ وَأَنصِتُوا, that listen and listen carefully to the verses. So yes, we go to the majalis, to the Fatiha, for example, for the marhum, recently died, deceased, for example, they would recite Fatiha, would listen to the Quran of the recited in the mosque. So yes, definitely there's a reward for it.
Okay.
وَأَنصِتُوا لَهُ, as the Quran says. Listen and listen carefully to the words, try to understand the meanings.
Okay. I actually have a follow-up question on that, Sheikhna. If there is Quran being recited in the background and you're not really focused and no one in the room is really focused to it, is that, I've heard that's not, that's makruh?
That's some kind of disrespect to the Quran.
Okay.
So either they turn it off or they listen to the Quran.
Okay.
And that sadly happens even in some of the mosques and Islamic centers around. That you would see that the Quran is being recited live not by a tape, for example, from YouTube. No, somebody is sitting there on the pulpit or on the chair and reciting, and some people talk, ignoring the Holy Quran being recited. So that's wrong. We have to respect the Holy Quran when it's being recited, as the verse mentions, وَأَنصِتُوا. So make sure that you listen carefully, keep silent and quiet.
Okay.
Otherwise, turn off.
Yeah.
You don't want to put something just without paying attention to the Holy Quran. This is Kalamullah Azza wa Jal.
Of course, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. To the viewers at home, we will now be going on a break. But before that, I'd like to give a quick reminder that you should send in your questions. And also, before that, I believe the Sheikh has a couple of words that he would like to say. Over to you, Sheikhna.
Yes, indeed. This is just a part of the prophetic sermon before the arrival of the month of Ramadan. He gave a sermon in the mosque, talking about the holy month of Ramadan. Just part of it, few lines. He said about the holy month of Ramadan, أنفاسكم فيه تسبيح. Your breath is counted as tasbih. Imagine every breath we breathe is counted as tasbih.
MashaAllah.
Allah is merciful. He wants to give rewards, because our life in the hereafter will be for billions and billions of years. It's not like dunya, 78 years. So He wants to give rewards for the hereafter. أنفاسكم فيه تسبيح ونومكم فيه عبادة. Even when you have a nap or sleep, that is counted as ibadah. You go back home tired after a whole day of work. Half an hour, 20 minutes left for iftar. You want to have a short 10 minutes nap. You get the reward, inshallah. ونومكم فيه عبادة وعملكم فيه مقبول. And your deeds in this holy month would be accepted. When you give charity, when you help somebody, when you speak to your relatives, say Mubarak this month, for example, you help that family. All these a'mal would be accepted in this holy month because of its speciality and the prestige and the blessings in which this month brings to us. وعملكم فيه مقبول ودعاءكم فيه مستجاب. Your dua will be answered. The best time for the one to ask Allah Azza wa Jal and to get a response is after the salah or between the salah. To ask Allah Azza wa Jal for your hajat. Best time. Because here in the prophetic narration, he says that your dua will be answered. So try to ask Allah Azza wa Jal after each salah at least. And after you finish iftar, for example, before the iftar, and so forth. Sahar time as well, inshallah. ونسألكم الدعاء.
Inshallah. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. To the viewers at home, we will now be going on a break, as I have just said. So do send in your questions, and inshallah we see you after the break.
I have a question regarding keeping pictures of scholars at home.
Is it permissible to plant trees by or
was
over
Islam
the
established
graves?
based on peace and
non-violence? Is it permissible to collect donations for charity projects from
Is it permitted to consume canned food imported from non-Muslim countries?
Is there an issue for men looking at non-Muslim women?
To have your questions answered live, WhatsApp us on +44 7415 09 2155.
I have a question regarding keeping pictures of
Is it
scholars
permissible
at
to
home.
plant trees by or
Was
over
Islam
the
established
graves?
based on peace and
Is it
non-violence?
permissible to collect donations for charity projects from
Is it
individuals?
permitted to consume canned food imported from non-Muslim
Is there
countries?
an issue for men looking at non-Muslim women?
To have your questions answered live, WhatsApp us on +44 7415 09 2155.
Assalamu alaikum, welcome back after the break to Ahkam SOS, the show where we discuss various Islamic topics, practices and principles. I am Sayyid Muthanna al-Musawi. I don't know why that showed up again, but yes, I am indeed Sayyid Muthanna al-Musawi, and please do subscribe to our YouTube account, as you can see below. Do send in your questions. I hope that during the break you sent in your questions. You can either call in with this number shown below, 0203 515 0199, or you can send in your questions in this number, 0741509 2155, and inshallah we will answer your questions. Sheikhna, before I actually go back to the iPad, we have a question over the phone. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. How are you?
I'm good, alhamdulillah. How are you, dear brother? Shahr Ramadan Mubarak.
Ramadan Kareem to you too. Sayyidina, what did you have for iftar today?
Alhamdulillah, I had some nice soup, and my mum made some spaghetti as well. It was great, great food. Thank you very much, Allah afiq. Go on with the question.
Yes, so my question is, if a person's consciousness is transferred into a robot, do they still need to pray, fast, or even perform Hajj?
Okay, interesting question. That's actually a very, very interesting question. Sheikhna, so our dear brother asked if one's consciousness goes, or like is taken to a robotic body, or like a metal body, would they still have to pray and fast and go to Hajj?
You see, we have to see what the situation in terms of how awake or aware this individual, because, for example, somebody who is in sleep, you can't tell him, pray. He's sleeping, or he's unconscious, for example, fainted. You can't expect from them to perform the ibadah, for example. So it depends really if they're able to pray, understand, comprehend, awake, have awareness, then they have to do so. Otherwise, the situation would be different. Like the one who's unconscious, or the one who's faint, for example, fainting, or for example, somebody who's asleep, again, as I've said. And I mentioned this hadith that the Prophet said 9 items are waived from the individual, the one who's asleep, who's faint, the ignorant, yes, so 9 individuals. So, yes.
Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And I hope that answers your question, dear brother. It's quite an interesting question, actually. Quite intrigued on it myself. As you guys have just seen at home, our dear brother called in and got his answers there, and then he got to ask his question and got his answers there and then. So do call in, as you have just seen. It's much easier, much faster, much better for everyone. Otherwise, if you would like to use my services, you can send in your questions on WhatsApp or in the YouTube comment section, and it will come to my iPad over here, and I will ask the Sheikh on your behalf. So, Sheikhna, moving on from YouTube. I pray Jama'ah with my dad sometimes. Is it true that I have to stand behind him further away because I usually am beside him?
No, you can be beside him, but just away from where he's prostrating. So, so let's say your forehead should be with his knees, for example.
Okay.
That's the boundary or the limits.
Okay, understood, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. I believe we actually have another phone call. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Shahr Ramadan Mubarak. How are you? How are you? How are you? I believe you have a question for the Sheikh.
Yes, ma'am.
Ask away.
I go to and a lot of times, and I have urges.
Sorry, just wait a bit. Restart the question because it's cutting out a bit, and ask it a bit slowly, please.
Okay, salam alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
I go to and a lot of girls that to touch me, and I have a lot of urges. How can I control that?
Okay, it's still cutting out. If we can get some help from the AV team, just so I can understand what the question is. Can you send us your question, and as soon as we see it, we'll ask it straight away. So do send it in either on YouTube or on the WhatsApp. Please send it in. Is that possible?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. We do apologize. We do apologize. The line was cutting. We couldn't really hear you properly. So we do apologize. Send them in and we will ask it straight away. Thank you very much. Okay, Sheikhna, while we are waiting for this, for our dear brother to send in his question, let us go back to another question from YouTube. According to Sunni, is it mustahab to pray 2 rak'ahs in the masjid as an opening prayer? And is it the same for Shia Islam?
For the Shia, yes, definitely. We have Tahiyatul Masjid, 2 rak'ah. And I think the Sunnis have similar, I think. I've seen them, when they come, they pray 2 rak'ah. I think they call it Sunnah or something.
Okay.
I think they have some similar.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from WhatsApp, I tried my best to find a girl for temporary marriage. But in this society, it is impossible. Sometimes my urges forces me hardly. So can we do self-pleasure to prevent bigger sins? I am a student and I can't do permanent marriage. If I still do these sins, will Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive me?
No, sin is a sin. One should avoid it. So both the ulama would mention that if you can fast, fasting would reduce the desire because there's less food and drink consumed, protein and so forth. That's why the desire would be reduced and lowered. So if you can't, then fasting would be an option. Also eating some food, let's say specific spicy food, for example, sweets, dates, maybe would again help in terms of increasing the desire, for example. So to avoid them, for example, for some time until you get stable. Then inshallah, marriage is the best option, to be honest. In long-term marriage would be the best.
Understood, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from WhatsApp, can I add accessories to my hijab? And is it haram to do so?
If the accessories is not within what the Holy Quran mentions, وَلَا يُبْدِينَ زِينَتَهُنْ, and do not reveal and show your beauty, then that's fine. But if it's a beauty, then we have a problem here in terms of the hijab. Even over the hijab itself.
Okay.
Even if you're the Iraqi abaya, for example, and it's shining, mushkil.
Okay. Okay, understood, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from WhatsApp, what do I do if I find it hard to trust a scholar and I can't choose one?
Again, go back to the local mosque, find the alim, speak to him, ask them. They will inshallah guide you. So it's not something difficult.
Inshallah, yes. Inshallah. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from YouTube, can I take fiqhi answers from ChatGPT?
Again, we cannot trust such technologies because we don't know who fed these information, these intelligent tools. So we can't trust. The best thing to go back to your local, let's say, mosque, alim, marja' representative, and so forth to find out. Risala Amaliya fi marja' if you have a book or PDF, for example, or even you can search. in each marja' today they have their own website. You
Yeah.
can go back and find the masail you need with a simple search on YouTube, on Google. Even YouTube,
Yeah.
you can search and you find videos. They tell you, for example, what is the hukum of a specific thing.
Okay, okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikh. Now, also, as you've just mentioned, YouTube, Ahkam SOS, probably the best place to get your answers. Do send in your questions either by call or by WhatsApp message or by the YouTube comment section, and inshallah, we will answer your questions. Sheikh, from YouTube, if there is a drink that one ingredient has wine or a haram substance, but has been completely removed and is now halal, can I drink it?
You see, if a drop of blood or urine or let's say alcohol is dropped in a cup, then that cup becomes najis and impure. Even if you do some kind of, I don't know, evaporation process and the liquid remains, then that's still impure.
Okay.
Unless there's something called inqilab. Inqilab means transformation of alcohol to vinegar. Then you can consume it. So it's no more alcohol. It's alcoholic vinegar, or let's say spirit vinegar. We have it, or red vinegar, white wine or red wine vinegar. It's no longer vinegar. The taste, the effects, everything's changed.
Okay.
So
and that's
otherwise, that drink which has a drop of alcohol or let's say other impurities would be problematic to drink.
Okay.
It's mutanajjis, in other words.
And completely haram to do so.
Yes.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from WhatsApp, what is the ruling on wearing hair patches / wigs for men if someone lost their hair at an early age?
I think they can. For the men, they can wear them.
It's completely fine.
There's no issue with it. Yeah.
And they actually had a follow-up question with regards to this. If the wig is not easy to remove in some circumstances, are we allowed to wipe our heads over it?
It has to be on the head.
It has to be on the head.
Yes, you can't, it's like a hat. You're wearing a hat.
Yeah.
You know, I can't wipe my wudu on my turban, for example. I have to remove the turban and wipe on it. So any obstacle on the place of masah must be removed.
Okay.
Socks or a hat, it has to be removed, and you have to wipe on the head itself and on the skin on your both feet. So that's important.
Okay.
For the masah.
Yeah. Understood.
And the ghusl as well. You have to remove it.
Well.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from WhatsApp, you have mentioned several times about having wudu when touching the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Is this only applicable to the Arabic script, or is it the same when it is written in any other language?
Some ulama would say no, the translation has no, compared to the Arabic, it's not the same hukum. But some ulama would say no, even the English translation or the Farsi translation, you still can't touch. So again, it depends who you follow with this regard. But it's better to avoid it anyhow. As a sign of respect to the name of Allah in English, for example, or Khuda in Farsi, for example. Just to avoid it, it's better.
Okay, understood. Avoid it as much as possible. Okay, thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from WhatsApp, if a person unknowingly marries their secret half-sibling due to sperm donation mix-ups, is the marriage still valid?
I have to work out. It's a bit complicated process. So I have to look into it, inshallah, later.
Okay, inshallah, later. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from WhatsApp, what is the ruling on cats? What will be unaccepted during prayer? And is it true that owning a cat brings barakah?
In anyhow, something is mentioned within the narrations that you can have a cat. It's something is mentioned, so it's fine. But for the prayers, make sure that there's no hair on your body or clothes when you pray. You have to remove them before you start praying. It's just that main thing. Of course, the other najasat or the impurities of the cat, you have to avoid it. It's najis, it's impure. Make sure that you clean them and you wash them in a shari'i way where it's been completely purified, so you can walk on that place, for example, even if your foot was wet, for example, because anything comes out from the cat is impure.
Yeah.
So one should avoid it.
One should avoid. Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from YouTube, love your new outfits. Thank you very much. Sheikhna, I love your new outfit.
أحسنت بارك الله فيك. You look nice.
Thank you very much, Sheikhna. You look great as well. To the viewers at home, thank you very much for complimenting both of our outfits. Do send in your questions, however. This show is about sending in your questions and the Sheikh answering your questions. So do send in your questions. Don't be shy. But we do love to receive nice compliments from time to time. Sheikhna, moving on. From YouTube, can I get tattoos with the Imam's names on it?
As if some ulama would say that it's better to avoid it in terms of the holiness of these names and anyhow. But of course, the main one is Asma'ullah Azza wa Jal. So that you have to avoid.
You have to be careful.
Yeah.
Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from WhatsApp, how can I best turn away from a sin that I commit repeatedly?
Just repent. As somebody who is a drug addict, la samahallah, stop taking drugs. That's it. Of course, you have to see somebody, medical, let's say, expert in this field, mental experts, for example. And the same applies to, you have to see somebody who is, for example, experts in, let's say, family issues, disputes. I'm sure there are some people who are within the community, in the Islamic center, in the mosque. They have somebody who deals with these issues, and they mentor and they talk. And maybe they can help with some ad'iyah, supplications and so forth, to start gradually stopping these sins.
Inshallah, inshallah. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from YouTube, what is the ruling when it comes to covering the face as a female during prayers?
What is important that she must leave a gap on her forehead, so that the forehead touches the earth. Because you have to make sure that you prostrate on the earth and not on the fabric.
Yeah.
And there should be no obstacle on your forehead.
Okay.
That's important.
They actually have a follow-up question with regards to that, Sheikhna. Do we use our hijabs to cover up to our chins?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from WhatsApp, I want to study Hawza, but I have kids to look after by myself and no family support. How can I get help?
There are a couple of sites where they do online Hawza studies.
Okay.
They send you materials, PDFs, videos to look into, and they even give you certificates. So try Hawza online and other sites. That would help, inshallah.
Inshallah. And from YouTube, Salaam alaikum, Sheikhna. If a fasting person inhales perfume strongly, does it break the fast?
If there are small, let's say, liquid sprays were swallowed as a result into the throat, then of course it will break. Or just the perfume, the scent would not break the fast.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from YouTube, I am old and I have kids. How can I get married as there is no man to marry?
Well, I'm sure there are ladies available in the community where they could help. I mean, I've heard about it, that there are some sisters who would help try to find somebody to bring two together in halal way with marriage. So try to attend your local mosque, majalis, and ask the sisters who are around you. They could help, definitely. The majalis of Ahlul Bayt is a blessing, is a barakah, especially in these nights. If you can go iftar in your local mosque, if they have, in the nights of Qadr, for example, nights of Milad, for example, mid of the holy month of Ramadan, inshallah, somebody who should be there and they can help.
Inshallah. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from YouTube, if I am praying and I forget what rak'ah I am on, do I re-pray the salah?
Yes, indeed, you have to re-pray. If you're lost in the middle of the salah, then you have to re-pray again. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like the shak between first and second.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from YouTube, Salam, Sheikhna. Since the jinn are chained in Ramadan, why are so many people around me so intent on causing arguments? And what can we do to stop responding?
I think I haven't mentioned the other part of the sermon that I mentioned before the break. That the Prophet said, don't do something that you would unlock the chain of the devil with the sins and so forth. So with our sins, we could release those devils and Satans to come back to us and cause difficulties. So yes, we have to make sure that we observe piety in this holy month and try to observe wara, as the Prophet said, al-wara an maharimillah. So that's important.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from WhatsApp, MashaAllah, Sheikhna has so much knowledge. Does he know all the answers from all the marājiʿ?
Well, no, of course. I'm still a student, or talab as they say, still on the path of seeking knowledge. Let me bring this hadith that Imam Ali says, الناس ثلاث. People are three types. عالم رباني, a scholar who would nurture people, students, guide towards the right path. ومتعلم على سبيل النجاة, and somebody who is trying to learn as a student on the path of salvation. And inshallah, it's all of us who are listening, who are watching, who are also presenting. We are on the path of seeking knowledge so we can save ourselves from this dunya to the hereafter. وَهَمَجٌ رِعَاء, those riffraffs, those ignorants who would not like to listen to the haqq, and they would follow whoever says something. Whoever raises a banner or flag, they would run after him. Is he a rightful flag or a wrongful or a falsehood? They don't care. So we shouldn't be on the third category at all. So alim is alim, of course. We can't reach that stage, but at least to be on the muta'allim ala sabil najat, to be on the path of learning so that we can save ourselves in the hereafter.
Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna, for the wise words. Of course, Sheikhna, you're just being humble. We all in the office know that you have a wide variety of knowledge, and we all learn from you here in the office and of course on the show as well. So we do like to thank you for your time, for your answers during this holy month and throughout the years as you've been at the service of this show and for the many viewers at home. Sheikhna, moving on. From YouTube, Salam alaikum, Sheikhna. What are some books on akhlaq?
مكارم الأخلاق والطبرسي, جامع السعادات النراقي, that's two. Other books we can, these are old books, over a century maybe, less or more, but we still have new books being published by some ulama about the akhlaq. But these are the main ones. جامع السعادات and مكارم الأخلاق. Especially Maqam al-Akhlaq for Tabarsi, rahimahullah. Beautiful book.
Beautiful. Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. To the viewers at home, we have roughly just a couple of minutes left. So, inshallah, Sheikhna, we'll go through the questions quickly. We have quite a good amount of questions left. So, we'll go through quickly and inshallah, we can answer as many as possible. Sheikhna, from YouTube, Arabic is not my language, but I recite Salah in Arabic. I learned its English translation many times, but during the actual prayer performing, I struggle to recall the English translation in my head, whilst simultaneously reciting the Arabic out loud. So basically during Salah, I'm forgetting much of the meanings of what I'm reciting in the moment. Is my prayer still valid?
Yes, valid as long as you do it correctly, accurately in terms of the pronunciation of the words in the surah and the dhikr, and the acts of the salah, the ruku', it's all absolutely perfect. Of course, it would be valid. Understanding the meanings would be better, of course, but this is your duty at least. You fulfill your duty, in other words.
Great. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from YouTube, what do I do if there is someone I want to marry, but I am a student and I'm not doing very good financially?
The Holy Quran states, إِن يَكُونُوا فُقَرَاءَ يُغْنِهُمُ اللَّهُ مِنْ فَضْلِهِ. If they are poor, Allah would enrich them. So rely on Allah Azza wa Jal, not on your income or on your future job or graduation or certificate. Rely on Allah Azza wa Jal. He will open the doors as soon as you get married, inshallah. It could take time, but inshallah things will be better, inshallah, after some time. And in the history, millions of people got married, poor and rich, and they both lived a peaceful life in somehow. That's it. That's our life. You come this world, the sustainer, the Razzaq is Allah Azza wa Jal. So ask Him, subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Subhanahu wa ta'ala. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from WhatsApp, This question is actually referring to the previous question about the wig. They just had a follow-up question. What if the wig is permanently attached and gets removed once a month? Would this kind not be allowed? Because I heard a ruling that in this case either one performs wudu al-jabira or does tayammum based on obligatory precaution.
You see, if somebody did it without knowing, let's say they were ignorant about the mas'ala, and now it's stuck, like somebody who works in, let's say, in painting and so forth, and they have, let's say, a glue or something, which is permanent glue, stays there for like a couple of weeks, it doesn't get removed easily, then of course the hukum would be wudu jabiri, there's no option. But they have to try to, next time, avoid it. If it's not necessary, like, as I've said, bandage, plaster, there's a deep wound, otherwise, no. They shouldn't use it.
Okay.
And the same applies to the artificial nails for the sisters, artificial, what else? Eyebrows, maybe? I don't know. Anything that could prevent the reach of the wudu, they have to remove it. Otherwise, there would be a problem with the wudu and ghusl if they do so as well.
Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from our final question of the episode from YouTube, I have a troublesome family and family relations and prefer to distance myself. What's the ruling on breaking troublesome toxic family ties?
You see, I think, again, in the prophetic sermon, the Holy Prophet ﷺ mentions that the one who, for example, would make a tie with his kinship, he would connect and reconcile with his kinship and relatives, would get such reward. So it is a great opportunity this holy month to go back to your family members, talk to them, buy a gift for them, for example, invite them for iftar or suhoor, for example. Try your best to reconcile, in other words, and always be in contact with them. Maybe you distance yourself in terms of, if you see there's a problem, if you go there, they're going to cause difficulties, then you can just call them or send them text message, for example. أضعف الإيمان, as they say. And to keep this bond of connection rather than severing and cutting this connection.
Understood. Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna, and thank you very much for answering all the questions today. To all the viewers, we apologize if we did not have time to answer your questions. We are very sorry. We had so many good questions today, and we do sincerely apologize if we didn't manage to answer your specific questions. Do send in your questions tomorrow on tomorrow's episode at 8:30 p.m. and inshallah the Sheikh will answer. That is 8:30 p.m. UK time. So do make sure to send in your questions and inshallah the Sheikh will answer. Follow us on our social media accounts at Ahkam SOS for its exclusive content, as well as on our YouTube account. Imam Hussein TV3 is showing up right now at Imam Hussein TV3. Subscribe to us, and also on Instagram, follow us and drop us a like. Watch us every day. We will be going live throughout the holy month of Ramadan, the entirety of the holy month, excluding a couple of days. Also, support us as we are currently in the process of acquiring a new building, a new production set, so that we can move and go to a bigger place, so we can do more programs for you at home. So donate at www.ihhtv.co/HQ, and inshallah you can be a part of the mission that is Imam Hussein TV3. Your donations will go towards many different programs and productions here at the channel, and inshallah it all goes well. Also, if you would like to donate to the actual programs specifically rather than the building, you can donate at www.imamhussein3.tv/donate, and inshallah you can be a part of the mission alongside us. Thank you very much for watching us today, and inshallah we see you in tomorrow's episode. Ma'as-salamah.
Imam Hussein Charity is giving you the chance to provide food baskets for destitute and impoverished families all over Iraq and Afghanistan. Each basket costs around £30. The food basket contains essentials such as flour, bread, tomato puree, oil. They get different spices as well, salt, pepper, even like cinnamon. You get lentils, you get different vegetables, meats, dates, tea, dried lemons, and not forgetting rice. Take advantage of this blessed month and help destitute and impoverished families. You can pay via bank transfer, PayPal, or visit us at www.imamhusseincharity.com.
Give the gift of a healthy meal to a family in need by donating to our Food Basket campaign.
Dear viewers at home, welcome to season 3 of the Shia Voice. The show where dreams take center stage, talent knows no limits.
We have a range of auditions for you.
From laughter to tears, and each and every one of you should be very proud. I appreciate those of you who've come from far and wide.
Inspiring talents of our performers.
From lecturers to Quran reciters, poetry and many more.
Each performer will take to the stage to showcase their unique talents. Each of our judges will examine this. At the end of each night, we'll find out who is moving into the semi-finals.
It was really tough. Please do not take it in a difficult way. But there is only one who will go through from all of you.
I'm Ali Fadil.
And I'm Mullah Rashid Haidar.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, ladies and gentlemen. Today we stand on the brink of a transformative moment, a chance to amplify the voice of our community, the voice of the Holy Prophet and the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam through the establishment of a new building for Imam Hussein TV, the Zainabiyya building. This is more than just a physical structure, it's a beacon of knowledge, unity and hope. And by contributing to this noble cause, you're actually investing in the future of our faith, ensuring that the teachings of the Holy Prophets and the Ahlul Bayt and the rich heritage reach every corner of the globe. Your generosity will enable us to educate, inspire and connect with millions, fostering a deeper understanding and appreciation of our culture and the beliefs of the Holy Prophet and the Ahlul Bayt. So let's come together to make this vision a reality, leaving a lasting legacy for generations to come. Your support is not just a donation, it's a powerful testament to our collective commitment to spreading peace, wisdom and truth as taught by the Holy Prophet and the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam.